Hi guys, so the mask has finally slipped. The Brexiteer mask. I have been saying for years, Brexiteers don't care about fishing. They don't care about farming. They don't care about bureaucracy. They don't care about the union. And they certainly don't care about Northern Ireland or peace on the island of Ireland. Because they wanted their Brexit project. They wanted the UK to leave the European Union. They didn't care about how that would impact anyone but themselves. And I still struggle to understand what they actually got out of it, because very few of them can actually present a positive of Brexit, a viable, tangible benefit. But we're going to hear from Brexit supporter and campaigner, someone who has defended Brexit at every turn, Julia Hartley-Brewer, and we're also going to hear from Graham Stringer, who is a Tory MP. He sounds very much like a Tory MP, but he's actually a Labour MP. A Brexiteer, someone who thinks that the European Union is a big problem in the world. Well, let's hear what they had to say.
Lots of focus, we're told, on this transatlantic partnership and this focus on tackling China and Russia, climate change big on the agenda, and of course the need to tackle COVID. And we've heard about 500 million doses of the vaccine being handed out by America about the end of the year, and 100 million from Britain to poorer countries. But so much of this is being overshadowed by the Northern Ireland Protocol rows. Emmanuel Macron putting his tuppence worth in overnight, saying that it's not negotiable to have any new talks starting about Britain's relationship with the EU. How much is that going to be a spanner in the works for Boris Johnson today?
I don't know. It shouldn't be, because most of the G7 members, it's nothing to do with them. This is part 3 or part 4 of the ongoing saga of the EU trying to maintain or retain control over the United Kingdom's laws and regulations.
We're back to this old argument. I thought you voted to take back control. So did you take back control, or did you not take back control? If you didn't take back control, then what was the point of Brexit? These people have been banging on about we need to leave the European Union in order to take back control of our rules, our regulations, our laws, our money, and our borders. Now that they've got their Brexit, they're still not happy. They're still saying, yes, the EU is still controlling us in some way. Remember, I struggle to understand what they actually mean by this, because I thought you Brexited. I thought you got your Brexit. If you're talking about Northern Ireland, well, that's Boris Johnson's fault. Boris Johnson signed it away, if you want to put it in those terms. You can't blame the European Union for this. You have to blame Boris Johnson.
Because they're frightened of competition from this country. There are obvious solutions to the Northern Ireland situation.
Such as, I would love to hear these numerous solutions. There are many solutions. What are they? I'd love to hear them. I have yet to hear a viable alternative to the Northern Ireland Protocol.
In reality, it's not a great problem. It is the stifling bureaucracy of the EU just wanting to keep control.
Sorry, the protocol is... What's your alternative to the protocol then? It's about the stifling bureaucracy of the European Union trying to keep control. I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense. The European Union is trying to keep control of Northern Ireland through stifling bureaucracy. But once again, I go, even if that were true, who gave them that permission? But although I assume Graham, who's a member of a select committee, once again, how did these people get elected? How did these people get put in charge of a select committee when they don't understand what the protocol is? I, as a 2-bit YouTuber, understand the Northern Ireland Protocol better than a member of the bloody select committee. And he's talking about EU bureaucracy and EU taking back or maintaining control over our rules and regulations. Does he not understand? Please tell me he does understand this and he's just lying. But does he not understand that this responsibility was handed over to Boris Johnson's government?
anybody really think that exporting sausages from Wales or the northwest of England to Northern Ireland is going to wreck the EU's internal market? Because
It's not about that. It's about a rule for third countries. You wanted to be a third country. You wanted to leave the European Union. Why are you complaining about being a third country now?
all these sausages will end up in Eastern Europe. It's bonkers. There are clear solutions to it. We can have mutual recognition of goods if there was goodwill on both sides.
Okay, well, there are two problems with that. First of all, there isn't goodwill on both sides because Boris Johnson is willing to break international law. And how would that work? How would you have mutual agreement on both sides? Shouldn't you have an arbiter if there is not an agreement on both sides? And is this part of one of these harebrained Brexit ideas that we put the responsibility on businesses to actually export, to do the checks? Really?
It could be sorted in half an hour.
And that's the issue, isn't it? We know it could be sorted, and we know that was the expectation, and many worried that effectively Northern Ireland had been thrown under a bus to deliver Brexit for the rest of the United Kingdom. I'm just saying, I hold my hands up to that as a Brexiteer who supported that deal. That it was a price worth paying. The general view...
That was a price worth paying. There we have it. That was a price worth paying. She even said it, throwing Northern Ireland under a bus was a price worth paying. Now, the next Brexiteer who says that they care about the Union, or says they care about peace in Northern Ireland, is a frigging liar. Because this is not just Julia Hartley-Brewer. This is the general feeling of Brexiteers. I live far away from Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland does not influence my life. I don't give a crap if Northern Ireland becomes part of a united Ireland. I wanted my Brexit. I got my Brexit. I'm happy with that. Are there people protesting in the streets of Belfast? I don't give a crap about those people because they don't influence my life. Now, I would still like to ask Julia and Graham, on the scale, what do you have on the other side? Because on one side, we have a real risk of returning to violence in Northern Ireland. What is on the other side? Because if on the other side is taking back control of our rules and regulations, well, Graham basically said that doesn't happen. Controlling our borders, where we've seen how the borders have been left open during the pandemic. And also other countries around Europe that are member states have been controlling their borders. So that was not a requirement of Brexit. Is it about standards? Well, standards seem to be lowering because you want to do trade deals with the likes of Australia. So please tell me, what do you have on the other side of the scale? Because on one side, we have a real risk of peace in Northern Ireland. Please tell me what's on the other side. What makes up for that? Because I see nothing. I see liars. I see charlatans. I see crooks. I see snake-oil salesmen. Commentators who give not don't give a crap. I'm struggling to say this. Don't give a crap about what's on the other side. That's what we have. These people never cared about peace. They pretended to. And this is the consequence. And I really hope that members of the loyalist community and the unionist community are listening to this, because these are the people who chose for you. Because in Northern Ireland, the people chose to remain in the European Union. They didn't vote to leave. The majority voted to remain. And they're suffering the consequences of choices made by these fools, these idiots. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?